Arms of God is a round-based bullet heaven, and at first, it is incredibly deceptive, but in the best way possible. Watch this first round. Look at that timer. It's not very long, and it makes you wonder if this is just going to be some very short or shallow game. And when the timer first hit 0, the first thing that went through my head was that I failed, or even worse, that this was it. This was all the game was going to be. Just these short little rounds. But then it throws you into this enormous menu system and it changes everything. Arms of God is a deep, round-based survivor, and your success lives or dies on how well you build your character between the rounds. The weapon customization alone is borderline nuts. Each weapon has 9 attachment slots. And you manage a backpack system that lets you carry 5 weapons that attack all at once. Then you can combine weapons to either rank them up or create entirely new weapon types. It gets chaotic fast. And one of the best things about it that I really like is the upgrade math is completely transparent. There is no convoluted chains where you need a 10% buff to trigger a 3% chance of something else to happen. You pick an upgrade, you know exactly what you're going to get. Bonus projectiles or damage boost, clean numbers, immediate feedback, and it just keeps you on the build instead of a spreadsheet. Now between runs, you return to a central hub. It's a base that has been damaged and you need to rebuild it. As you repair the different sections, you unlock the game's permanent progression system. You get to upgrade your attachments, your boost, and eventually unlock the ability to start runs with level 2 weapons, which is really nice and very useful for late stages because that flamethrower might be my favorite weapon. And just like a lot of the other games in this genre, if there are specific artifacts that you don't want, you can just banish them from your loot pool. Now, what makes this whole thing kind of crazy is that this whole system was built by a single developer. In the first 3 days of playing the game, I ended up putting around 15 hours in it. And I don't even think I've unlocked a quarter of what the hub has to offer. For a game that lives and dies on its loot, this one has what it needs to survive. And the thing is, you tell yourself that you're going to just jump in for a quick run, and then 2 or 3 hours go by. It's that type of game. Right now, the game is structured across 4 acts, and each of the acts have 15 different levels. And they have already stated that there are going to be more to come. But what actually drives the replayability is the difficulty settings. Bumping up the difficulty doesn't just give you better rewards, it adds new modifiers to the enemies. And the build that you've gotten used to, say if you really like using the flamethrower or the machine gun, you might just not survive with it. You have to rethink everything. And visually, the developer also knew exactly what he wanted. The fixed camera angles really let him focus into the art and the specular mapping on some of the levels to make it pop as much as they can. It allowed them to help keep the contrast high even in the darkness. And the scope here is bigger than what you might think. While each level is kind of small, there are 60 individually designed maps that range from dark city streets to abandoned churches and to the depths of the underworld. Even without a deep story, the environments paint a clear picture of what you're doing and why. As far as the enemies go, they are grotesque, just as they should be in a game like this. But he did one thing visually that really helps out, even in the pitch black, and that is the rim lighting. It gives this highlighted silhouette that makes it where you can always see them. It actually reminds me of the older Unreal Engine 3 games like Singularity, where even in complete darkness, the enemies always had that clean edge to them, so you could always see them. It's a small thing, but it does make a massive difference when the screen is full of enemies. Now I had to point out the music, because it is a massive highlight to this game as well. If you're a fan of heavy metal, this game is awesome. Plus, just hearing it while you're blasting through hordes of monsters, it just hits. The soundtrack is fast, aggressive, and similar to some of the Doom games. It is exactly what you want when you're firing machine guns and swinging swords at everything that is moving. And here's the best part. The game is like $11. For the content that's here, for the hours of gameplay that you're going to get and put into it, that price point is beyond perfect. When so much of the gaming space now is built around bloated AAA pricing, or just locking you into a subscription just to get access to a game, being able to drop $11 on a complete game and get lost in it is just a breath of fresh air. And it's sadly becoming harder to find than it should be. With everything that this game has to offer, Arms of God gets my must-play seal of approval. The depth, the addictive loop, and the upgrade system, all of it comes together for just an incredible game. But of course, the choice is always yours. Are you going to play or pass? Also, I'm going to upload a full run on the channel for one of the acts, breaking down the hub upgrade system in detail, and walking through how exactly I build out some of my loadouts for the higher difficulty tiers. If you want to see that, hit subscribe. Right now, I'm sitting on the edge of 3,000 subscribers, and it would mean a lot to have you here. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all later.